let's talk about Puravankara. They're getting into a Malabar Hill redevelopment project here in South Mumbai. So let me welcome on board Ashish Puravankara, the MD at Puravankara Group, joining in on the show right now. Ashish, hi, morning. Good to have you on ET Now. First up, let's talk about, your wholly owned subsidiary bagging this, very precious and prized redevelopment projects in Malabar Hill Society. With this revenue potential, which is being touted at 2,700 crore rupees, tell me what would be the timelines that investors should look out for when it comes to redevelopment of this particular project?
Thank you for having me on the show. I think we're very excited. Over the last 2 years, we've built a very strong redevelopment pipeline in Mumbai, with the latest one being Malabar Hill. The total sort of development area is about 0.7 million square foot. With a revenue potential about 2,700 crores. Typically, these projects take about 6 to 8 months for approvals. And then, we ask the residents to vacate. That takes about 2 odd months, and then we start the construction and the launch. So very excited with this.
Okay, Mr. Puravankara, hi, morning. That sounds optimistic. Also help us understand in terms of your overall Mumbai strategy. Malabar Hill is amongst Mumbai's most coveted addresses. How does this align with your Mumbai strategy when it comes to ultra-luxury redevelopment? And is the strategy for Mumbai redevelopment for the time being, or are you also going to be foraying into independent developments?
Yeah, so we have a total, redevelopment portfolio of about 4.25 million square foot, with a gross sort of revenue potential of about 10,500 crores. These are across the micro markets of Malabar Hill, Beach Candy, Pali Hill, Lokhandwala and Chembur. In addition to that, we also did a large transaction in Thane, which is about close to about 14 acres, which is almost like an outright purchase that we have done. The brand is extremely strong, well recognized in the West. So, I think in terms of acquisitions, it will be a mixed bag of about outright purchases, joint development and society development.
But along with that, Mr. Puravankara, you recently bagged an LOI worth 83.5 crores for the civil works in Bangalore. How does this strengthen your constructions pipeline? This is one, but what could be next in store?
So, Starboard Infrastructure is a 100% subsidiary. It's a contracting company. I think amongst the very few in this country which really relies on technology, we have our own precast factory, which gives us that sort of edge over the others. Currently, I think we've bagged in the last quarter about 350 crores of new orders from third party. So they construct for us and also bid for third party projects. Currently, we have a very small order book. The company is still just about building up. I think current order book is about 1,000 plus crores.
Okay, interesting. And with East Bangalore JDA carrying about 1,000 crores plus the GDV potential, what kind of a product mix and timeline are you targeting for this launch?
So this this was a recent acquisition. The total developable area there is again around 0.7 million square foot, with a GDV of about 1,000 crores there. Along with that, we also acquired, this is in East Bangalore, very close to the IT hub. So a very strong sort of micro market in terms of volumes, a good absorption there. In addition to that, we also did acquire in the recent past another 3.5 acres, again with a revenue potential of about 700 plus crores. The one before that was 25 acres that we did a joint development on, which has a revenue potential of about 3,300 crores. So over the next 6 to 18 months, we have a planned launch of close to about 15 million square foot with a GDV of about 18,000 crores.
I want to get back to Mumbai because, like you were also alluding to, in July you were selected as the redeveloper for 8 societies in Chembur, right? And that was a GDV pegged at 2,100 odd crore rupees. Is redevelopment going to be the strategy specifically for the MMR market? And what kind of revenue, recognition timeline do you have for these 8 societies in Chembur specifically?
So Chembur was again, I think the volume there is about 1.2 million square foot in terms of developable area. Again, like you mentioned, it's about 2,100 crores of top line. We have already started working on the designs and approval. I would assume anywhere between 6 to 8 months. Again, there we should have our approvals in time. So before the end of the year, the financial year, we should be able to launch the project.
Okay, so that's on your chamber project, but let's also talk about the GST angle to construction and to real estate. Help us understand how are the recent GST cuts on cement and a few other select building materials expected to impact your construction cost? Because while paints is where it used to be in the GST tax slab, cements, granite, all of that has been reduced. So how does that impact your financials and your construction cost?
So I think the reduction in GDV was the GST was a very welcome move, very progressive move by the government. In terms of the construction cost, we should see anywhere between a 1.5 to 2% reduction in the construction cost, where we wish to sort of extend that benefit to the customers to make the homes more affordable. But definitely, it's a good move, positive move.
But along with that, the Q1 of FY26, in terms of your numbers, saw sales growth and high realizations, but the revenues did fell almost 20%, and you reported a net loss as well. If you can help us understand what really drove this mismatch between the top line growth and the bottom line weakness.
Basically, revenue recognition, we can only recognize revenue on apartments that we hand over to customers, right? So on the one hand, you're doing an aggressive business development, acquiring new projects, you're expanding the teams to be able to, cater and launch these projects. On the other hand, the revenue is only recognized on something that we've sold 4 years ago. So in terms of handover, we had only handed over about 500 odd apartments. So therefore, the revenue recognition only comes from that, while your expenses is of the entire organization that you've built up for these mega launches. But we're quite excited for the H2. We have a planned handover of about 4,500 apartments, 3,000 odd which are already completed, OC received. We're just waiting for the e-Kata. So you should see a much higher revenue recognition in the H2 of this year.
On that front, Mr. Puravankara, coming to your commercial operations, you've guided for 2.2 million square feet of commercial completions this year. Help us understand how confident are you about meeting this target, given the current demand and cost dynamics, and any launches on the commercial front in the pipeline?
So yeah, currently we have 2 commercial projects, one on Kanapura Road right in the front, and then we have one on the new airport road. So again, very strong sort of micro markets. These are the growth corridors of Bangalore. So we are hoping for completion anywhere between December and March. We already started talking to potential tenants. So we participated in a couple of RFPs. And in terms of the future, we have also acquired another land parcel again in Hebbal, which is again a very strong sort of micro market in terms of absorption. And that will be about 1.2 million square foot. So totally, by I think in the next 5 years, we should have a portfolio of about close to 4.5 million square foot of commercial office space.
So good having you on the show today. Thank you for your time. Good chatting with you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, let's just take a very quick break on that note. When we come back, technology. That's what we're going to be talking about.